All right, starting off a little earlier today. 15 minutes early. We'll skate to X-Inch as they're going to grab the puck and bring it down into the zone. And we're going to get a whistle right away with a trip. All right, facing off. As the puck comes out, there's a shot there. Stopped by Aspen. Rebounded by 58, which I have no clue. Skate to Excellence as the puck. And it's going to get dropped down into the zone. Yes, Hepner's going to grab the puck behind the net. Goes around one player. Sends it out to center ice. Picked off by Excellence. I don't know, what do you call it? STA? STE? Shot there up and over the top of Aspen. Puck goes down into the corner, picked up by Hepner. On the penalty kill. Comes up, takes a shot, stopped by Aspen, covered in. We get a whistle. STE on a power play here for 40 more seconds. As Brook goes to face off. Puck drop goes over to the STE team. Now back behind Aspen. The puck's going to go around. Addie's going to grab it. Now Layla backhands it down to the far end with 27 seconds remaining on the penalty kill. Here comes STE up the ice. Now crossed. Shot there. Stopped by Aspen. Rebounded by Brook. There's a trip for Avery. And there's the whistle. So we'll get a chance here for a power play after about 4 seconds. Then Anna will come out of the sin bin. As the puck comes out, as Hepner playing the body, no call there, even though their coach wants one. Puck gets sent out. Now back to Emma. Now STE with the puck. They're going to ice it down to the far end here. As we're on a power play, Aspen grabs it. Gets it over to Wagner. Wagner tries to fire it across over to Jansky. Picked off by an STE player, but then picked back up by, I believe, is that Charlotte? Right there to Hepner. Oh, stop. Jansky will pick the puck up at neutral ice. Turns. Brings it into the zone. Nope, just kidding. Stops, sends it across. Over to Charlotte. She's going to fire one down into the zone. And that one's going to get sent across over to Charlotte. Charlotte back to 58. Not sure who she is. It's quick. I'll give her that. And the puck's going to get sent out of the zone. She's going to race back and get it herself. Here she comes back up the ice. Has it stolen away. Ellie getting in on it. Now Hepner grabs it, sends it across to the opposite side. Sophie's waiting for it. She pushes it forward out to neutral ice. And the STE grabs the puck, tries to send it back. Now picked up by our new player here. I think her parents are in front of me. I'm going to have to ask what her name is. Tries to get the centering pass. Now back to Avery. Avery fires. And it's in. Nice shot there by Avery from the point. And we get our first goal of the game. All right, we figured out who 58 is. Sydney. The parents are in front of me. Puck into the corner. As STE trying to get that puck out of there. Now over to Layla. Layla with it now. Comes back out to the top. Tries to get it to Avery. And we're going to dump it back down in. Addie able to keep that puck in. Now Emma. Now back to Brooke. In the corner to Emma. Emma sending it back out to Avery. Avery steps up, takes another shot. And that one's going to get stopped with 9:27 left in the first period. Wagner to face off. ST's able to take the puck back. Here they come up the ice. Charlotte skates back, grabs the puck, now fires it forward to Jansky. Off the boards it goes. Emma goes to chase. And the puck goes to the opposite side. Jansky fires one down just a bit outside. Now out in front, and the governor. Governor's going to cover it up. The goalie covers it up. As the puck comes out, that one's going to get sent behind the net. As ST's going to grab it. Bring it along the board. Stolen away there by Charlotte. Charlotte's going to knock it down into the zone. Oh, I believe that was Wagner. Sends it back behind the net. Jansky comes in, gets a stick on it there. Now the puck's just loose. Comes back out as Hepner tries to steal it there. And here comes STE across the ice. Dumped in as Emma's going to try grab it in the corner. Now over to Charlotte. Charlotte fires it over to Jansky. She loses it. Here comes STE up the ice. Comes in the zone, met by Emma. Emma taps that one away. Or Ellie. Sorry, that's Ellie. Similar numbers. And now Sydney with the puck. She comes up, fires up and over the top. Puck comes out to Soph. Soph's going to dump it down into the corner. 7:47 left in this first period of play. STE with the puck now coming across neutral ice. Dumped down as Avery comes back, grabs the puck, tries to get it back to neutral ice. STE's right there to grab it though. Now pinched by Addy against the backboards. STE trying to look for some open ice. Trying to get that centering pass. Now Ellie taps it towards the boards. They get it right back from their point. Knocks it down behind Aspen. Avery trying to get that puck away from the STE player. Puck out to their point as Soph gets a stick on that one. Taps it towards the boards. Now Addy grabs it in the corner. Trying to clear it out of the zone. And their point grabs it, fires it back down behind the net. Avery's going to grab it. Pushes it forward to Soph. Soph along the boards here trying to get it out of there as Sydney comes in and is able to. Now it's knocked down into our zone, but they're right there to knock it back out. Avery with the puck now. Turns, makes a move, comes across center ice. Now into the zone she goes, makes a move, comes around. Has the puck now back in the corner as Layla sends it back to Avery. Avery trying to do a wraparound, rebounded by Layla. Shot blocked. Puck goes into the corner. And here comes STE back up the ice. Rook has other ideas. She's like, no, we're going back to this end. She fires off the side of the net. Puck back into the corner. Sends it back out to Charlotte. Charlotte's going to fire one down, blocked by STE. Now that one's going to come back as Charlotte will grab it at neutral ice. Turns. Says, well, I better bring that with. Now sends it across ice. As Maddie gets it, turns, tries to send it down there, but an STE player's right here to grab it. Brings it into their zone. Hepner grabs the puck, fires it out to Maddie. Maddie pinches along the boards. Hepner comes out with it, tries to fire it across ice. Now back over to Layla. Layla turns, tries to skate with it here. Comes through, has it plucked away. That one's going to dribble down to Aspen. Now back over to Maddie. Maddie uses the boards, gets it back out to neutral ice. Charlotte with it now, fires it across over to Maddie. Off of her stick, and STE pushes it back in. We got a lot of passes back and forth to the wrong team here. Charlotte now pushes it forward to Layla. That one's going to sneak past her, but the goalie's going to touch it, so they're going to wave off icing. Layla races to the puck. Now the puck comes in, shot there by Wagner. Jansky with it now in neutral ice. Sends it across over to Hepner. And STE grabs it and sends it back down in. Charlotte over to Wagner. Wagner turns, passes it up to Emma. Emma over to Jansky. Jansky brings it into the zone. Tries to get it back to Emma. That one's going to sneak past behind her. Jansky with the puck again. Gives it off to Emma. And ST grabs the puck back. Emma taps it back into the zone. Emma pinches along the boards. Wagner comes in, comes out with the puck. Fires it across over to Jansky, goes in between her feet. Now she turns around, grabs it, gives it back to Addie. Addie's going to try firing one down, gets it to Emma. Emma shoots. She's going to get the puck back on her rebound, tries to backhand one in. And that one's going to go up and out of play. .322 left in the first period. One way. Up 1-0 over the STE, the Skate Tax Lynx team. As Avery sends the puck back down, Sydney's going to grab the puck behind the goalie. looking for options, skates up, stops, turns, loses it. Emma grabs the puck back, fires it back down behind the net. 3 minutes remaining in the first period. And the puck's going to come back here. Emma races back, grabs it, sends it across over to Addie. Addie skates across the line, tries to fire it down. Is pinched. Ellie with it now, fires it back up to Addie. Addie taps it down into the zone. SD grabs the puck back. And here she comes back up the ice. Broken up there by Ellie. Sydney sends it back over to Ellie. Ellie tries to get it across over to Soph. And Addie picks it up. Here she comes across neutral ice. Gets tied up. Tries to keep pushing forward. And STE sends the puck back down into the zone. Hefner over to Addie. Or to, not Addie, to Brooke. Brooke to Soph. Hefner tapping that one away. And STE knocks it back into their zone. Minute 49 remaining in the first period. Puck sent over to Soph. And STE's able to knock that back in. Back and forth action here as Hefner grabs the puck behind the net. Now Addie's going to grab it. Sends it up to Ellie. Then to Soph. Brooke gets in there trying to get that puck down to our end. As Maddie comes in off the bench with a full head of steam, she's pushing it forward. But ST is going to come back out with it. Now Leyva gets in there and blocks that pass. They're going to be pinched along the sideboards there. Now ST comes out with it. Here they come. Hefner, little one-on-one action. Sends her out to the side, broken up there by Layla. Hefner grabs the puck, and here she comes up the ice. Loses it. Their point sends one down, fires. Aspen just reached behind her to grab the puck. Charlotte with it now. Let's try the other side. She gets it to Layla. Layla tries to get it over to Brooke. Now back over to Maddie. Maddie goes and brings it up and dumps it down into the zone. And that'll end this first period of play with one way up. 1-0 going into the second period. All right, start of the second period. Just gotta change that on the scoreboard. STE trying to clear it out of their zone as Wagner grabs it, sends it to Addie. She's gonna fire one down, tipped. Oh, that one just dribbled by. Should have been there to crash the net. STE with the puck again. Here they come up the ice. Sends one across as Wagner trying to get that puck away. Now back over to Emma. Emma fires it across over to Jansky. Jansky's racing for the puck. She's got some open ice. Comes up, makes a move, shoots. And the goalie covers it, and the other kid takes out the goal. Sydney to face off. ST comes out with it. Ellie steals it away, tries to get a centering pass. Sydney comes out with it, trying to push it forward. There's a pile up in front of the net, and the goalie grabs that. Dribbling puck up to her. Sydney drops the puck. Or Sydney didn't, but Ellie looking for options. Sends it out to Soph. Soph fires it over to Charlotte. Charlotte fires one down off the blocker of the goalie. Rebounded by Hepner. Hepner skates up, sends it down into the corner. Has it now behind the net. Looking for options. Sends it out to Charlotte. Charlotte from the point. Sends it down and around over to Ellie. Ellie's going to have it in the corner. Pushes it out. And Sydney gets it back, knocks it into the zone. But STE's right there to grab it, and here they come up the ice. Sydney with the puck, comes around a couple players, has it tapped away. Grabs the puck again. Here she comes up the ice. Now brings it into the zone. Comes across the front. Runs into a player, keeps her feet and the puck. Goes around another one, tries to get a centering pass. Puck comes back out to Charlotte at the point. Charlotte knocks it down into the corner. As Maddie grabs it. Puck back behind as Hepner tries to get it. Now back to Brooke. Brooke fires one down. Tipped and the goalie covers it. 12:17 left in the second period. Brooke to face off. Maddie dove in for that one. Puck comes back to Addie. Addie sends it down and around over to Maddie. Maddie in the corner. Tries to get it back in there. Inched along the boards as Avery sends it back down in. Puck in the corner to Layla. Layla loses it. Now trying to get it back. Maddie getting in there with it. Using the boards, trying to push it forward. STE steals it back. And here they come up the ice. Dumps that one down and in. Addie grabs the puck back behind the net, and STE sends it back in. There's a shot blocked by Aspen. Another shot there blocked by Aspen. Rebounded, set by Layla. Layla fires it across over to Maddie. Maddie tips it into the middle zone here. And here comes Brooke up the ice. Keeping it in the zone. She'll pick it up behind the net. Turns, fires it. Jansky comes in off the bench trying to grab it away from the STE player. And here they come up the ice. Wagner stealing away the puck. Skates back behind Aspen. Now she's going to bring it up. Gets it out to center ice. STE is going to grab it and send it back down. Avery grabs the puck with 10:10 remaining in the second period. She's going to skate up with it. Gets taken out. Jansky pinned behind the net. Charlotte stepping up along the boards. Comes out with it. Looking for her options. Tries to get a centering pass into Wagner. Puck still loose out there. A lot of slapping of the sticks. And the STE sends it out. Excuse me. And they'll get called for icing. Sydney gets the puck out, taps it towards the goalie, and it's covered. Charlotte fires one from the point, stopped, rebounded by Sydney. She's got it now, looks back, sends it into Soph. Now centered to Sydney. She tries to backhand one in. And here comes STE into their zone. Now sent out as Sydney comes out with it, kicks it forward. Here she comes. Oh, trying to bring the puck with her. Hepner with it, turns, taps it down, does a pirouette. Now Sydney grabs the puck back, has it stolen away. It's going to come back over to Charlotte. Charlotte over to Hepner. Hepner trying to push it forward, has it stolen away there. Now Charlotte tapping it back to neutral ice. ST gets it back. Now Charlotte gets it back. Back to Sydney. Here they come into the zone. Fires it over to Ellie. Centering pass broken up. Now STE goes to bring it up. Into the zone they go. Tapped away there by Hepner. Charlotte firing it forward to Brooke. Brooke's going to race down there for it. Looking for Layla with the centering pass. Layla taps it back over to Charlotte. Now another centering pass. Hepner comes in, grabs it. Hepner skating behind the net. Looking for options. Turns. Goes into the corner. Goes for that centering pass. Tipped away by the goalie. Now sent behind the net. Hepner again trying to get that puck back, but STE right there to grab it. She's going to fire it down, and Layla will grab it. Gets it back over to Maddie. Now at neutral ice. Layla will grab the puck in the back ice. 7:08 remaining. Hepner getting the stick in on it. ST with it now, fires. blocked up into the netting by Aspen with 6:48 remaining. Wagner to face off. Puck comes back to Jansky. Jansky turns, fires it across right to the other team. STE with it now. Yep. Unintentional, but looks like Emma's going to go to the sin bin. So one way will go on a penalty kill here with 6:22 left in the second period. Avery grabbing the puck, using the boards, trying to send it out of the zone. Jansky goes and grabs it, pushes it forward. Now knocked over here to Avery. Avery's going to grab it, comes across, sends it to Wagner. Wagner tries to fire, has it blocked away, and now here comes STE up the ice. And we get a whistle. Wagner to face off. Puck goes back to Avery. Avery tapping it down into the corner. STE's going to turn. Sends it up ice. We got nobody back there. One-on-one. Shoots, misses. Woo. Comes up, shoots, and goes into the corner. And we're tied up at 1. 5:35 left in the second. Tied up at 1. Sidney to face off. Puck goes forward. Ellie's going to grab it. Here she comes into the zone. Shoots just a bit outside. Puck down into the corner. And STE is going to grab it. Gets it over to Hefner. Hefner dumps it down into the zone. Picked up by Sidney. She turns, looking for options. Gets it over to Ellie. Ellie fires. Tipped. Hefner taps it. Ellie has it. Turns, fires. Rebounded by Sidney. Sidney with it now, looking for that centering pass. Has it broken up. Sophie able to tap it back down in. And here they go up the ice. It's a race for the puck. Still loose. There it goes up front. Ellie's trying to push that puck forward. Charlotte giving it to Ellie. Ellie turns, brings it across neutral ice. Now has it blocked here by an STE player. Now Ellie blocks it back. And that one's going to sneak back down. They're going to wave off icing as Hefner will race down, grabs the puck. Goes to send it forward to Layla. And we get a whistle. 3:55 left in the second period. One way knotted up here with STE. in the second period. Puck drop. Brook on the faceoff. STE grabs the puck, steals it away. Avery comes in and says, "No, you're not taking off with it." Loyola using the board, sends it down into the zone. Now over to Maddie. Maddie goes for a centering pass. Nobody was home. And here comes STE up the ice. Comes up, takes a shot, stopped by Aspen. They're going to get it back. Another shot there, stopped by Aspen. Another shot, and it's a monkey pile there in front of the net. And we finally get a whistle. .3:17 left in the second period. Puck drops, picked up by Avery. Sends it over to Brooke. Brooke sends it up to Maddie. Loses it in her feet. STE sends it down into the zone. Maddie grabs it. Maddie comes out with it, skates it forward, gets it out of the zone, and now that'll be offsides. 2:49 remaining in the second. Wagner to face off. Puck's dropped. Trying to push it forward as STE sends it across neutral ice. Hepner grabs it, sends it back to neutral ice. Now back down into the zone it goes. STE skates it in. Met by Charlotte. Tries to get a centering pass, but Charlotte says no way and blocks it. Here she comes up the ice. Brings it across. Now into the zone she goes. And stolen away by STE. Wagner with it now. Sends it across over to Jansky. Jansky grabs the puck along the boards. Gets tied up with Hepner. Now sends it across over to Emma. Emma's going to skate it across. Now into the zone she goes. Comes up, fires, and blocked by the goalie. Out to Hepner. Hepner turns, shoots, has it blocked. Now Charlotte's going to steps up, takes a shot. Oh, just a bit outside. Hepner with the rebound. Looking for options. Loses it. STE grabs it. Now stolen back away. Now taken down. And Charlotte's going to race for the puck. Minute 38 remaining in the second. Charlotte grabs it. Sends it back up to Emma. Emma fires it across over to Wagner, but loses it. Charlotte to grab it again in the back ice. Runs it around over to Emma. It's going to make it out here to neutral ice. STE grabs the puck. Tries to center it. Stolen away there by Jansky. Jansky turns, uses the boards, dumps it down into the zone. Minute 8 remaining in the second. STE with it. Trying to clear it out of the zone. It's going to come back out. Charlotte Avery skates over, grabs it. Now she's got a head of steam coming into the zone. Picks between two, comes up, takes a shot. Just a bit outside. Gets her own rebound, comes back to the center. Has it stolen away. And that one's going to get knocked out here to Addie. Addie at neutral ice sends it across over to Sydney. And the puck's tied up. Now Ellie has it. Here she comes into the zone, cuts between a couple, takes a shot. And in! Ellie shoots and it tips up and right over the top of the goalie and in the net. And one way is going to take a 2-1 lead with 29.8 seconds remaining in the second. Puck comes out as Sydney races for the puck. Over to Ellie. Ellie out to Charlotte. 14 seconds remaining. Shot there, blocked. Sent towards the boards. Rebounded by Ellie. Goes for a centering pass. Nobody's home. Puck into the corner to Sydney. Sydney's going to grab it. Tries to get it out to Charlotte. 2 seconds remaining, and that's going to end this second period with one way up, 2-1, going into the third. All right, start of the third. Puck comes out. SDE has it, trying to push it into their zone. Hepner has it along the boards, along with Maddie. Puck's going to come out. Charlotte grabs it behind Aspen. Goes to clear it out over to Layla, but STE is able to keep it in there. Aspen stopping that shot. Puck goes back behind the net. Rook trying to push it forward, has it stolen away. Goes for a centering pass. Hepner using the board, sends it to Layla. Layla fires it across over to Maddie. Maddie loses it in her feet, and STE is able to grab it and send it down into the zone they go. Maddie with it now, turns, knocks it down into the zone. The goalie's going to cover it with 13:38 left in the game. Puck's going to come out, and STE is going to bring it up. That one deflected off of Avery, sent down into the corner. Avery with it now, back behind the net. Stays on her knees and gets that pass. And that one was dumped across the ice by Emma. Avery able to steal that one away, has it lost, and they're going to call offsides. Wagner to face off. Puck comes back to Avery. Avery uses the board, sends it to Jansky. Jansky turns, dumps it down into the zone. Puck comes twirly over to this side as Avery's going to grab it, sends it across over to Ellie. Ellie turns, dumps it down into the zone. Sid passes it, takes a shot, and that one's going to go in. Wow, that was pretty crazy as Sydney loses her footing, feet, whatever, and taps it over, and Ellie's going to get another goal. Sydney pushing the puck forward. She's going to come out with it. Here she comes up the ice. Doesn't move, comes around, backhands, blocked by their goalie. And that one just sneaks by. And it's going to come down here to Aspen. She's going to tap it to Charlotte. Charlotte grabs it, turns, tries to get the puck. Puck now back behind by Aspen. She lost it. And STE gets an easy goal. As Aspen was looking on the opposite side for the puck, and STE just grabbed it and backhanded it in. Puck dropped. Maddie with it now, trying to get that into the zone. It goes. STE's going to come out with it, brings it across neutral ice. Stops, makes a move, centers it, comes up, takes a shot, and in, and we're back to a 3-3 game. That was a quick turnaround in points there. Wagner to face off. Puck comes out. Wagner taps it towards the boards. Jansky's going to pick it up. Skates it into the zone. Turns, tries to get a shot off. Has it blocked off an STE player. Wagner coming back in for the puck. Addie stepping up, be able to keep that in there. She's going to get it back. Fires one down, deflected into the boards. Rebounded by STE with 10:57 left. Emma's going to come out with it. She skates over around the top of the key, takes a shot up and over the top of the goalie. And here comes the puck down to this end as Addie's going to grab it. Here she comes. Cross center ice. Now into the zone. Sends it back to Emma. Emma tries to fire one down, has it deflected. Picked back up by STE. Knocked back down into the zone. And here they come up the ice. Now into their zone, met by Charlotte. Puck comes back over here. Jansky grabs the puck, sends it over to Emma. Emma back over to Avery. Avery goes to push it forward, and STE's there to send it back. Here they come into the zone. Fired, blocked there by Charlotte. Sent out of the zone. Now sent back in. Charlotte fires it across over to Ellie. Ellie grabs it down in our zone. Gets it to Soph. Soph tries to take a shot, but it's deflected. Now Hepner Puck's out front. Hepner trying to push it through the glove. And they finally get a whistle with 9:27 left in the game, all knotted up at 3. Sidney to face off. Ellie trying to get that puck back. Comes out, bounces over the top of Charlotte's stick. She's going to turn, sends it up to Sidney. Now here comes Sidney. Crossed ice. She's got Ellie next to her. Here she comes into the zone, takes a shot, blocked by the goalie, and we get a whistle. One of those is going to drop for her one of these times. Puck drop. Brooke facing off. The STE pushing the puck up. Now across. Over here to Brooke. She comes up the ice. Tries to pick it apart. Puck comes out here as Layla taps it towards the zone. But STE grabs it, and here they come across the ice. Went by Hepner. Hepner over to Layla. Layla fires it forward. And ST grabs it. Now Maddie steals it away. Here we go up the ice. And we have a player down. I don't know if they should have killed the play, though. .801 left in the third. As Wagner's going to go to face off, sends the puck over to Emma. Emma back to Avery. Avery dumps it down in. Wagner goes into the corner to try and grab it. Emma with it now, turns, trying to send it forward, gets it to Jansky. Now the puck's out in front. Wagner trying to get there too, and STE is able to knock it out. And I don't even have the camera on it, sorry. Getting into it too much. Wagner with it behind the net. Puck's going to come back over to this end. As Addie sends it to Maddie, or to Emmy. The STE sends one down, blocked there, covered by Aspen. With the whistle at 7:16. Sidney to face off. Puck drop. Sent over here to Brooke. Brooke turns, goes to bring it up ice. Sends it down. Into the corner it goes. Brooke with it now to Sidney. Sidney turns, backhands one. And deflected by the goalie. And STE goes to push it up the ice. Fires one down, stopped there by Aspen, picked up by Addie. Addie to Brooke. Brooke over to Sid. Sydney's going to bring it up. Has Ellie off to her side. Has it tapped away. Brooks going to grab the puck again. Sends it up to Sydney. Sydney's going to turn, brings it into the zone. Has Ellie again off to her side. Turns, makes a move. Sends it back to Brooke. Brooke turns, fires one in. They tried to tip it. 6:08 remaining. As Ellie trying to get it out. STE steals it away and now brings it into the zone. Avery with it now. Skates between a couple players. Here she comes up the ice. Here we go. It's 2-on-2 coming into the zone. Turns, makes a move. Sends it to Sid. Sid with the shot. Puck still out front. Still loose. It's still loose. And finally covered there by the goalie and one of their other players. .5:31 left in the game. Wagner to face off. Puck comes back to Hefner. Over to Emma. Emma tries to skate it in. Loose puck picked up by STE. Now Wagner taps it away. Emma with it now up front, tries to push one in. Shot there, blocked. Hefner with another shot, deflected into the boards. Centering pass comes back to Charlotte. She fires. Sent behind the net as Jansky tries to center it. Goes for another centering pass. Puck's loose out front, kept in by Charlotte. Charlotte fires off the side of the net, and finally the goalie covers it with 4:53 left. Sid with the faceoff. Puck sent down into the corner. Out to Hefner. Hefner with some open ice. Tries to get a shot off. Picked back up by Sid. Stops, turns, makes some moves, comes back around. Out front, tries to do a backhand. Blocked by the goalie. That one's going to dribble out. Kept in the zone by Charlotte. Now pinched along the boards, waiting for that puck to come out. Hefner's going to grab it. Sends it across to center ice. Now dumped back in. Hefner grabs the puck again. Now brought into the zone. And STE fires it down into this end. Picked up by Charlotte. Charlotte sent it across ice. That one will go down to the goalie. Oh, Sid almost got there in time. Now back to Hefner. Hefner tries to tap it back into the zone. She's going to grab it back again. Here she comes again. Hefner with the puck. She's going to skate it up this time. Turns, stops, shot, blocked. STE's going to grab the puck back and fires it down. Stopped here by Avery. Avery picks up the puck. She's going to bring it in. Has it taken away. And now dumped into the zone with 3:25 left in the game. Wagner's going to skate from behind the net. Sends it over to Jansky. She comes in with a head of steam, and we get a stop there by Aspen. 3:11 left. 3:11. Wagner to face off. Puck sent out to the center. Emma grabs it, uses the board, sends it over to Jansky. Now back to Wagner. Wagner trying to send it out. Gets a little pressure. Now back to Avery. Avery fires it over to Jansky. Now Jansky to Emma. Emma's got some room, goes in between a player, and covered there by their goalie. 2:54 left. Wagner to face off. Puck comes out. STE grabs it. Trying to clear it out of the zone. Emma gets in there. Now it's going to come down to this end. She's got some room. And that'll be icing on STE. And we'll go back down to this end with 2:42 remaining in the game. Sid to face off. Puck comes out. She grabs it. Tries to get to Hefner. Hefner sends it back in. Now over to Brooke. Brooke sends one down. Ellie tied up in front, trying to get that centering pass in there. Puck out front to Sid. She takes a shot. Deflected. And STE sends it back out. Now Charlotte fires another one down. Deflected off the goalie. Now STE is going to try coming into their zone, tied up with their own player. Brooke grabs the puck. Here she comes up the ice, gets it out to center, now dumps it down into the zone. Hefner skates up, able to keep it in the zone. Trying to get it out of there, but STE grabs it, sends it over to Charlotte. Charlotte sends it across ice over to Brooke. Brooke dumps it in. And then STE knocks it back out. Sid comes out with it, goes to push it forward. And here it comes, a minute and a half remaining. Down to a minute and a half. Sid comes out with it. Here she comes into the zone, has it stolen away. Hefner trying to keep it in the zone. Gets it to Emma. Emma forces it down in. Here comes STE across the ice into their zone. Takes a shot. Deflected. Goes across. Emma's going to get the rebound off the boards. Sends it across over to. Now Charlotte grabs it. She's got Emma out in front. Puck comes back. Here comes STE up the ice. Now over to Jansky. Jansky brings it across, uses the board, dumps it down in. 50 seconds remaining. Centers it, tries to get it centered to Wagner. Now the puck into the corner as STE trying to get it out there. Avery steps up. That one's going to be knocked out of the zone. It's going to be a race for the puck to get back as Addie knocks it away. Here comes Wagner. Wagner's got some room. Here we go. 25 seconds remaining. She makes a move, turns, fires, blocked. Sent into the boards. 20 seconds remaining. Over to Avery. 15 seconds remaining. Avery dumps it down in. Sent down and around over to Addie. Addie dumps it back down into Wagner. 5 seconds remaining. And that's going to end the game at a 3-3 tie. So the question is, we were fourth place coming into this, so I'm assuming without getting this point, being that we tied, we're going to be the early game at 7 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, is my guess. So it appears we'll be spending the night again down here. We will see you tomorrow, early in the morning. Get your coffee.